AirPods Pro, my favorite all-around earbuds. They hit the sweet spot between stay-in-placeness and sound quality with the addition of what are actually some of the best noise-canceling microphones that I had tested to date when they first came out. You know what generally isn't my favorite pair of earbuds? Anything that has wings. Apple, or Beats, just released their new Beats Fit Pro, which are part Powerbeats Pro, part AirPods Pro, but actually have wings which help me fly instead of bringing me down. These truly wireless earbuds are good, real good. I'll tell you why. Let's get into it. Hey, if any of these videos have helped you, if this video helps you, please consider hitting us with the thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button, and hitting that notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload the latest videos and when we have our weekly giveaways. You want to get in on that. Powerbeats Pro truly wireless earbuds have been in my top 5 since I first reviewed them. I tested their microphones in my car with the windows down, and their ability to mitigate wind noise was exceptional and completely unexpected. I've sweated them out in the gym as well, and they've held up to my HIIT workouts and, prior to COVID, my drive to a 400-pound deadlift. In the first week of November, Beats announced their latest in their Android-friendly lineup, the Beats Fit Pro, an appropriately named new pair of truly wireless earbuds. Why appropriately named? In an effort to make them even smaller than the Powerbeats Pros, the ear hooks are gone. In their place, wings! Yes, those annoying pains of my earbud existence, but wait. I actually found myself hooked on these new ear huggers. Unlike some other wingtips, these actually aren't fixed to the ear tips. They're actually built into the body of the earbud, and I think that makes all the difference. Wingtips connected to the ear tips tend to fatigue my ears after a while, where the Beats Fit Pro actually do not. From my personal experience, looking at 2 different wingtips, your standard fare and these, I think that fatigue issue with the traditional wingtips is because of their hollow, kind of bubble design, which pushes out against the fold of the ear as it compresses when seating. Beats Fit Pro wings kind of slide in under the fold of my ear and feel like they're curved in similar geometry to the fold and kind of just sit inside it, like they're a part of my ear's anatomy rather than fighting against it. Well done, Beats. The only issue I think anyone may have is that the bulbs of these earbuds, which sit inside the conch of your ear, they may be large for someone with a really petite head or ears, and that could cause some discomfort. The overall package, though, is fairly compact, but Beats has managed to fit quite a bit of tech into them, which you can take advantage of on iOS, but much like Studio Buds, you can also take advantage of on Android. We'll get into that more in a bit. These buds have Apple's H1 chip inside, and that gets you active noise cancellation, which adapts to account for canceling varying sound frequencies among different environments. For example, the difference in sound frequencies coming from airplane engines over those of rush hour traffic or those in a coffee shop. Pro tip, please don't cancel any sound out in traffic. Turn on the transparency mode and keep your situational awareness up. But you'll also need to turn the music down a bit to balance out the mix of environmental sound to music. And while we're talking about what to and not to cancel out, let's get into the cancellation feature set. When I listened to coffee shop noise, 78 decibels of airplane noise, and when I sat across from a construction site and listened to music, the noise canceling held up well. Low frequency sounds were all but gone, leaving the most high-pitched sounds muted but audible. You know, the brakes on subway trains squealing, the dishes clanking in that coffee shop. Overall though, the active noise canceling in the Fit Pros hold their own with pricier earbuds in the noise canceling category. But the noise canceling here isn't all about my ears. If we're on a call or Zoom or even FaceTime, it's all about your ears. What you hear coming from my phone. Mic test! So I'm at a busy intersection here with the Beats Fit Pros. I'm testing out the microphone so that you can hear how it sounds. I'm at a busy Los Angeles four-way intersection, tons of traffic going on over here, and there's a construction site right across the street from me with busy construction noise going on there. So if you're taking a Zoom or a phone call or a WebEx meeting, or if you're just talking to a loved one during your commute, maybe you take the subway or a bus or something like that, this is what it's going to sound like. Now, I was sitting just a few feet away from that busy street, so it was loud. I mean, I actually captured this audio in the worst possible conditions, noisy, traffic, and a construction site, and I'm really impressed with Fit Pro's ability to cancel out that background noise. I found it in this test to be as good as the new AirPods Gen 3. You can watch that review as well. I'll put that link in the description. But like I said earlier, they've stuffed a ton of tech into each bud. Each one has multiple microphones inside and a voice accelerometer. They work in combination with algorithms which separate background noise out from your voice quite well, as you heard. And having all of that packed into each bud means you can also use each one independently to extend battery life and still get a solid comms experience. But my guess is that you're going to be spending more time listening than talking, which is never a bad thing and something we all should be doing, but I digress. The listening experience on the Beats Fit Pro will definitely power you through your workouts, but not at the expense of vocal clarity. If you've watched my reviews, you know what's coming next. Biscuits, Method Man, super grimy grungy bass, if mud was a track. The Fit Pros handle it, and even at max volume, there is no distortion. And the vocals aren't completely buried by that bass as they are on earbuds and headphones made of lesser stuff. Then it was on to a file played locally from my iPhone 13 Pro Max in VLC player. A FLAC file, Paul Simon, Diamonds on the Soles of Her Shoes. The track is transcendent, listening in standard mode, but I thought I'd play around with Spatial Virtualization. Activating it on a non-Dolby Atmos track increases the high-end frequencies, which pushes Simon's vocals into a space where we actually create some sibilance. So I'd leave it off. But streaming title tracks from the Dolby Atmos New Arrivals playlist, Kid Cudi and Jay-Z's track from the film The Harder They Fall hits hard. The sound separation is a delight. Big Sean also has some tracks on that playlist, and both artists' production on those tracks are a wonderful example of how good Dolby Atmos and spatial audio with head tracking can be. One of my new favorite test tracks I regularly use is the Atmos remastered Doors song, Riders on the Storm. The thunder sounds, the piano in the beginning of the track, it's all really well produced and mastered and sounds great on the Beats Fit Pro. Your music and movie watching sounds great on Android and iOS, but you'll only get head tracking on iOS. The other features, which you'll see only on iOS, are pretty much they're built into iOS, the iOS features. iCloud sharing, which enables automatic switching, which I found works flawlessly and was a joy between my iPhone and iPad Pro. Audio sharing, hands-free, hey, and the Find My functionality. Everything else is available on your Android devices. To name a few, the noise canceling, transparency mode, adaptive EQ, spatial audio, the ability to customize the controls and firmware updates through the app, to name a few. And at $200 for a pair of earbuds, which are, in my opinion, on par with the AirPods Pro, which are $50 more, and add in the fact that, let's say for whatever reason you decide you want to switch from iPhone to Android, or let's say you're already on Android and you decide to switch to an iPhone. You have buds which work great on both, and you'll gain some functionality for switching to iPhone. So, with Beats, you aren't locked into one OS or the other. The only things AirPods Pro have on Beats Fit Pro are the Qi and MagSafe compatible wireless charging case and case size. But I'm good with USB-C charging, and I'm kind of a big dude, so the Beats case still fits in my coin pocket of most of my pants. So my next earbud purchase, after having tested almost all of the current high-cost active noise canceling earbuds, is likely going to be these. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, something you should know with these, you can actually control music volume direct from the buds by customizing the controls and Bluetooth settings. You can also do that on Android in their settings. If you switch it so that you can adjust volume, you'll lose the ability to switch between noise canceling and transparency modes. But with the iOS ecosystem being so tight, I just use my watch or my phone for those, since I find I play with volume adjustment more than the noise modes. Right now, I'd have to say that the Beats Fit Pro, they're the best in Apple's lineup, dollars to features, and for me, the best all-around earbuds for those living even a moderately active lifestyle that includes some mix of home workouts, outdoor activities, and gym use. So that's it, the Beats Fit Pro. In a word, outstanding. If you have any questions or comments about these that I didn't answer in the review, please go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I'll get to them. Love chopping it up with you guys here on YouTube. Looking forward to it. As always, I'm Tshaka Armstrong for reviews.org. I'll catch you on the next video.